In this video, we're going to look at the Bitcoin halving because yes, in 3 days we could expect this massive event. So we're going to first of all find out what are the effects and what can we expect, but most importantly, what is the Bitcoin halving? And guys, I've got a special announcement, so you need to watch the video until the end, smash up the like button and subscribe. And welcome back to B4Crypto. Yes, on the 19th of April, round about the 19th, it could also change to the 20th of April, we're going to see the Bitcoin halving. And yes, the amount of Bitcoin entering the market is going to be reduced, so ultimately the miners are going to get 50% less when supporting or even mining Bitcoin. So yes guys, ultimately we could expect a massive pump. But first of all, before we go on the lower time frames, on the charts of Bitcoin, guys, if you want to buy Bitcoin on the spot market or trade it with a leverage, go down in the video description below and sign up with these links to receive a major deposit bonus. But guys, at the end of the video, I'm going to announce my giveaway, so make sure to watch until the end. So let's go over to the historical chart of Bitcoin. Because yes, Bitcoin's halving and the history of the Bitcoin price. The first halving was on the 28th of November 2012 and the price 1 year before the halving saw this pump of 385% exactly prior to the halving, and after the halving we saw this pump of, yes, believe it or not, 8,000% towards the upside, all the way to a new all-time high at $1,000 on the 28th of November 2013. So it was exactly 1 year after the Bitcoin halving. So let's go over to the second halving, which was on the 9th of July 2016, where the price of Bitcoin was underneath the $800 level, and we saw that prior to the halving. From the bottom, we saw this pump of 142% to the halving. And yes guys, after the Bitcoin halving, once again exactly 1 year after the Bitcoin halving, we could see that the price was exactly here. This was no all-time high because the all-time high occurred after the 365 days, but we can see we had this pump of 284% just from the halving all the way 1 year after the halving. So ultimately guys, if you're going to invest exactly at the halving, you're definitely going to make some profits, because you can see it wasn't always the all-time high. It was here exactly 1 year after the halving at the first halving, but at the second halving we could see that the price of Bitcoin went even higher with all this hype and this FOMO, which is going to drive the markets even higher guys. So let's go over to the third halving, which was on the 11th of May 2020, where we could see that the price movement went sideways exactly at the third halving, at the second halving, and at the first halving. We could see the sideways move, exactly what we have seen for the price movement of Bitcoin exactly now. But let's go over and find out what happened 1 year before the halving. We went up 37%, but guys, remember, yes, we had this major COVID dump exactly here, but we can see 365 days after the Bitcoin halving, which was round about the top. Yes, we had this double top and Bitcoin went even higher and formed the all-time high exactly here. But exactly 1 year after the halving, we could see that Bitcoin went up 538%. And yes guys, we're at the fourth halving, which is going to occur in round about 3 days or maybe even 4 days. It all depends from the block rate and also the hash rate and how fast these Bitcoins are going to be mined. But ultimately guys, we could expect this major pump, because if we look at the weekly chart guys, yes, we saw this new all-time high before the halving, which is the first time we didn't see that Bitcoin broke its previous all-time high before the Bitcoin halving. But guys, we need to remember that all these major institutions like BlackRock, Fidelity and Grayscale, they all entered the market exactly here. And yes guys, we could expect this massive pump through even this massive approval of the Bitcoin ETFs, as we can see also now in China. This is going to drive the price of Bitcoin and this major FOMO, which is going to start with all the media after the Bitcoin halving. So yes guys, we could expect this parabolic run towards the upside. But ultimately guys, let's go on the daily chart to find out what is going to happen in the immediate short term. Because yes, on the daily chart I told you exactly what is going to happen exactly within these levels. I told you we're going to see absolute boredom, because this is going to frustrate a lot of people, a lot of new investors that bought exactly here. This is going to cause a lot of pain, and the market wants exactly that. Yes, to push you out of Bitcoin, because remember, there are only 21 million Bitcoin and the amount of new Bitcoin entering the market is going to be reduced by 50% in exactly 3 days. So ultimately guys, the market market wants to cause this ultimate frustration so that you're going to sell your Bitcoin, because maybe you're thinking that the price of Bitcoin is going to go even lower and that you're going to buy exactly here. Yes guys, we could see this major dump, but guys, you're not going to catch the exact bottom, because you're going to think the price of Bitcoin is going to dump even lower. And even if we're going to see this dump all the way back down to the 50,000 US dollar, which is absolute possible, I don't think this is going to be a long dump, because I think we're going to see a fast move and a fast recovery all the way back up, because here's just a lot of buying pressure. So ultimately guys, we're going to zoom out on the daily chart, because exactly that happened what I told you. We're going to see this absolute sideways move. But how did I predict that we're going to see this sideways move? Because history always repeats, and we're going to zoom out exactly all the way to the bottom of Bitcoin, because yes, exactly from these levels I made my first YouTube videos telling you to buy Bitcoin exactly here. So yes, if you didn't listen to all my calls that I made at the absolute bottom guys, you need to buy Bitcoin exactly now, because we're seeing the same scenario over and over again. We're seeing exactly from the bottom, we're seeing this major pump, consolidation, pump, consolidation, major consolidation, pump towards the upside, consolidation. We came all the way back down to the 61.8, all the way down here. And also here we can see that we consolidated all the way from this breakout point all the way to the swing high exactly at the 61.8, and we saw this major breakout towards the upside. Yes, here we could see we came down one more time to retest this trend line. But afterwards we saw this major pump, and exactly here the same scenario, and this is why I could predict that we're going to see this sideways move, because history doesn't repeat but it rhymes. And we're seeing the same scenario guys, we're seeing this consolidation above the 61.8 and also the 50% level, and yes, we could expect this dump all the way back down to the 100 moving average. And would I turn bearish exactly here? No guys, I wouldn't sell a single Bitcoin. I would just dollar cost average into Bitcoin and all of these altcoins, because yes, even though you're invested at the top and you're at a loss at the moment, guys, we're here for the long run, and selling your cryptocurrencies here after this 30% correction for some of these altcoins, or even 50%, guys, I wouldn't sell a single Bitcoin, because remember what I said, that we could expect this 20% dumps during the bull market. And yes, at the moment we dumped 17% from the all-time high exactly towards the low, and we could expect this dump of 20%. This would be absolutely normal for the market, and yes, this would scare a lot of people, and a lot of people would be selling exactly here. And afterwards we're going to see this major move and this parabolic run. So guys, dollar cost average into these prices, because this is a major discount. And yes, I expected on the 4-hour chart that we're going to hold this upward sloping trend, but I told you about this higher low that we could form exactly here, and I expected this bounce exactly within this box above the 61.8, but we could see we broke this level towards the downside. And yes guys, I would expect a lot of manipulation within this market before the Bitcoin halving. So ultimately guys, just dollar cost average into Bitcoin and be careful with these trades, because we could see a fake out, maybe even all the way back down to this 20% correction, which is exactly at the 58,452 level, and then a big pump towards the upside back above this major 61.8 level. So be careful out there. So yes guys, even though the markets are down and we're seeing this dump and you're maybe in a loss, this is a great opportunity to dollar cost average into these cryptocurrencies. And yes guys, I'm doing a major giveaway on my channel, and for that you need to go over to X. I'll leave the link in the video description below, because I'm going to do this giveaway of $50 US in crypto plus 1 month of my VIP signal group, and the second prize is going to be 1 month my VIP signal group. So yes, they're actually going to be 2 winners. So yes, go over to X if you want to get some free cryptocurrencies, and remember, if you want to trade all of these moves or buy crypto on the spot market, use these things to receive a major deposit bonus. But ultimately guys, in 3 days we're going to see the Bitcoin halving, and buying before the halving is usually a good opportunity, because remember, I showed you this post in history, buying before the halving was extremely profitable. So guys, don't regret buying exactly here at these major dips, because yes, if there's blood in the street, this usually is a great investment. And guys, make sure to smash up the like button and subscribe, take part in this giveaway to get some free cryptocurrencies, but most importantly, be for crypto, and we see each other in the next video.